Welcome back to the Impact Show. My name is Jeremy Melton, and I am here today with my co-host, Maddie. What kind of impact are you making on the world that we live in? That's the question that we ask. We know that you are making an impact, whether it's big or small or good or bad, but you're making one. And what we want to do is create some engagement and some desire to make a bigger impact than you're already making. Maybe some growth and development in your life. So today is Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's nice and cool. Finally, the cooler weather's here.
Mm-hmm. Fall is here.
Yeah, it's here. So this is episode number 35.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so we're burning through them. Really, we've kind of learned how to do this at this point.
I know the setup today was pretty simple and easy. We didn't take 5 hours.
Yeah, so we're getting better.
It only took 35 episodes.
That's a long time.
I know.
35 episodes over like 8 months.
It's 35 hours.
Like 10 or 12 months. Holy cow. It's almost been a year since we actually started this.
Oh, we got to look at that date.
We do, actually.
Happy birthday to Impact.
Yeah. Hey, look at there. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about resolve. And if you're probably thinking right now, resolve, how do you talk about resolve? So how do you spend 45 minutes talking about resolve? What is it? What is it even? I mean, you know?
Yeah. What is it, Jeremy?
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. But last week, character. Mm-hmm. Tell me about what your takeaway was.
My takeaway, because there are some, like when you tell me which 9 times out of 10, you don't tell me what the mandate that we're going to cover is. But when you said it was character, I was thinking, character and integrity kind of go hand in hand in my eyes. But you gave a really cool analogy about the house and the foundation.
Yeah.
I even drew a little picture in my notebook.
Nice. Get you go.
But the character is the house, and integrity is the foundation of the house. I think you said character is who you are. Integrity is what you do. So it's being intentional with knowing the difference of the two of those and trying to better myself.
Yeah, I think they're both important. And it's funny, today will be a similar study. As we talk about resolve, you're going to think, as I describe it, you're going to think, well, hey, isn't that so-and-so? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's not. It is, but it's not. So we're going to talk about that. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, so character is often said to be one of the more important attributes. Mm-hmm. And I certainly think it carries some weight. So, and I think we talked about that last week. So we won't belate it again. But if you missed character, go back and listen to it because it's one you don't want to miss. If you're a leader, you do not want to miss that one for sure.
And we're going to try to put up some shorts with that one again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to post them throughout. But we got flagged for copyright, people. Maybe that means we're being seen.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, the music, I don't know what we did to the music, but
yeah, I don't know.
The music wouldn't let us post our shorts or something. I don't know. There's certainly no copyright these days, I don't think. I mean, Lord, if you can get any information from anywhere in any source.
Well, it's just like if you are using their music without their permission. But yeah. I did it off of an app, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to get some AC/DC or something before we can really.
Right. That's good.
But anyway, so yeah, they said our music wouldn't work. But anyways, we're moving on. Today is resolve. Mm-hmm. Resolve is a characteristic of a leader that is very important, and I intend to define that today. So if you were to Google it,
which I did,
you did
on the way over here.
Where is it? Let's read it.
It's on my phone.
All right, she's pulling it up. We need a drum roll.
Oh, we can add that in. Resolve leadership can refer to 2 main concepts: conflict resolution within a team, or the trait of having resolute leadership, which means being determined and steadfast.
Oh.
Both involve using communication and problem-solving skills to navigate challenges.
So what you said, resolve, what was the D word that you used?
Being determined and steadfast.
Isn't that already a...
Determination.
Okay, so here we go.
There's the overlap.
There's your overlap. Because someone might say, well, if you have resolve in your DNA, then you likely are determined. It's the same thing. And so it's not. And I'll tell you why today. So basically, the way I would define it is a firmness of purpose and commitment. It's a high level of commitment and steadfast, right? So you kind of just said it, but essentially a person that is determined to get something done, or no matter what the challenges are, right? Determined, that's determination. You're determined you're going to do it. Resolve, the best way I could describe it is the decision to be determined. Okay. So your determination level could vary based on seasons of life or other things. Your determination level your determination level can change. You can be very determined to do something, but having resolve to do something is setting up the determination, right?
Right.
So it's the decision to be determined. That's resolve. Now, and that comes in different ways. And so what we're going to do, first we're going to do is talk about some characteristics of resolve, okay? And so the first one you said was steadfast, which is certainly one. The way I would describe steadfast is a deep commitment to a goal or a purpose, right? You'd be steadfast in that. Resiliency also comes to mind, which is actually a trait that we're going to talk about later. Okay. Being resilient, being able to bounce back from a fall or be able to get back on the horse, you know? What was it that Rocky said? It's not how hard you can hit, but how hard you can get hit and keep going.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And so, you know, at the end of the day, we're all going to slip and fall. And I think that being resilient, and we'll get there later, is in fact the ability to, it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit and get back up. So keep going. But determination is part of this. It's a firm purpose and a strong will to achieve. Okay. But again, the resolve is the decision to be determined. It's also the decision to be persistent, the ability to maintain a long-term perspectives and not give up. So when you're being persistent, so again, resolve would encompass all these things that I'm talking about right now. And even confidence, it's important. Yeah. And having resolve is to decide to be confident. Because it's not always easy to be confident, and oftentimes it can be actually difficult. But a can-do attitude can fix anything, right? Also, there's also some part of being calm in the face of adversity. You know, you have a leader that has resolve. They're generally calm in demeanor when things get crazy, you know? And so adaptability, a willingness to adjust and be adaptable, right? We want to be that. And so, of course, courage, the willingness to take difficulties head on. So, okay, so leaders learn something. A leader discovers something along their way on their journey. And resolve is one of those things that kind of sneaks in, okay? Like at some point, the leader just says to himself or herself, I'm just setting my mind. I'm just setting this. This is happening. I've made the decision to be a leader, okay? And so it's almost like a conviction. And what I'll say to you, Maddie, and to our audience is that you were not a mistake. You were not just born to pay bills and work and die, right? You have a purpose. And you know, you leaders, as I'm talking to leaders today, leaders were born to correct a problem of some sort. Leaders are, in fact, driven by their resolve, okay? Their decision to be determined, okay? And so all these things that I just read, the characteristics of someone with resolve would all come into play. But, you know, if you're a leader, you're set to change the community, change the future, organize a team, whatever it is that you lead, you find resolve to do so at a high level. And that resolve is the decision that you're not turning back, right? You're going this way, you're not turning back. And so it's funny, I was thinking about this and I was like, people in the Bible decided to do things. And that this whole entire lesson is pretty much that. It's the decision to lead. It's the decision to do. And so, if you don't hear anything else I say in the next half hour, all you have to do to have resolve is decide that you're going to lead. Okay? And now, there's a lot of subcategories of that, but having resolve as a leader is simply a decision that you make to lead. Okay?
But you have to be persistent.
Oh, yeah.
Because, there's some mornings I'll wake up and I'm like,
yeah,
today's the day.
Well, so, yeah. Amen. But if you've decided, you're not backing up.
Right.
That's what you have to do, right? And so there's a lot of things that come into play with that. You're exactly right. But resolve is what comes about when you as a leader realize what you have to do to make an impact. And then it's a relentless, steadfast, firm, persistent, deep commitment to your purpose. Okay, so, and I'll say all those again. Resolve is a relentless, steadfast, firm, persistent, deep commitment to your purpose as an individual, as a leader. And so I guess you would back up even further and say, well, I have to find my purpose. Yeah, you need to know what your purpose is. And then you decide that you're going to lead to that. And that's when you have resolve. So resolve is necessary to become a great leader. And so it's kind of like when I was a couple weeks ago, I think I said it, the first 10 of the mandates were heavier. And then the last 10 are not quite as heavy, but they're all just as important.
Right.
Because this little one that you think, well, it's just a decision. Yeah. It's not difficult. It's not complicated. None of it is. But it's, will you do it? Will you decide? And so, anyway, let's talk about the difference between resolve and determination real quick, because I do want you to be clear on that. Resolve and determination are very close, but they do have subtle differences. Resolve is, again, a firm decision or commitment to do something. And determination is what I would call inner strength to keep going despite any obstacles, right? So, again, decision and strength to do, inner strength. That would be the two biggest description differences. And basically, resolve is to move on to the decision itself. It's the act of resolving. That's exactly what it is. And then determination is tenacity and what it takes to accomplish something. So I would say resolve suggests a firmness of will, and determination suggests the grit and the perseverance to overcome. That you might even say the energy. Okay, but resolve is the will.
So can you have determination without resolve, or resolve without determination?
I don't know. That's pretty good. So
just trying to throw you little curveballs
here.
No,
I love curveballs. Could you have one without the other? Is what you're saying. I didn't think about that. Huh.
I think you can have determination without having resolve.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because why?
Because I feel like resolve is more like long-term. Like we talked about persistence. Like it's like a not a long-term, but like you have to, if you possess resolve, like it's a lifelong thing. With determination, you can be determined for a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like more of a...
It could be seasonal.
Right. And resolve can too, but I feel like if you really and truly, it's more of it's a consistency where determination isn't.
Yeah. Well, I guess either one of them could be elusive at times in your life, depending on what's going on. But that's interesting. I think being determined is important. But again, resolve is, and I was trying to think too, like which one would be more important if you had to pick one?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I don't know.
I think it would be determination, because you can, even if you didn't decide, I'm going to do this, if you had determination, you'd still be chipping away at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Maybe we'll have to talk to God about that. So is one more important than the other? Can you have one without the other? I don't really know. I know that they go hand in hand, but I also know that they're both different. Focusing on the decision to do it is just as important as doing it. Mm-hmm. Because once you decide you're going to do it, you're more apt to follow through. So, in short, resolve is the firm decision to act, and determination is the sustained drive to act, right? And so I was trying to think of some examples, and of someone that had resolve. Do you know any?
You go first.
You want me to go first? Okay, I'll go first, then you go.
Well, yeah, because if you give me an example, then I feel like I can.
Okay, so, well, I'll give a couple, but I'll give you the first one. So Winston Churchill, which, I'm a geek, so I read stuff. Winston Churchill was a leader. During World War II, when Britain faced the threat of the Nazis, Hitler came about. Hitler was set out on the world to kill all these people and all this stuff, and we're not going to get into all that, but much of Europe had already fallen, and Winston Churchill was prime minister. Okay, now let's just say 1940, because I'm not exactly sure, but something like that. So the nation was demoralized, and Hitler's running around killing people. We got all these Nazi camps set up, and some people don't know history, but Winston Churchill was, I guess, most of the reason that Christianity still exists today. And, of course, there'll be people on there that say, oh, it's not true, it's so-and-so, whatever. Okay, he was part of it, right? So basically, Winston Churchill had some defining qualities as a leader, but he had a big following. And you can, if you do any research on Churchill, you'll see he was a great leader, okay? He was a wartime leader. But nonetheless, we don't have to go through all the history stuff because this is not a history show. This is a leadership show. But just know that Winston Churchill was a very strong leader, and notably the reason he was a strong leader was because of his resolve. And you say, well, what kind of resolve did he have? Well, he made the decision that they would not surrender. They will not give in. Okay? That was a decision. His resolve to never give in to all the killing and the murders and all the stuff that was going on. It did not matter. He was not going to give in. And if you go back and listen, he had some speeches. Of course, I did that. He had some speeches where he said, we'll fight on the beaches. We'll fight wherever. We're not surrendering. And so just keep fighting. And it kind of galvanized the world. Okay? And, he's accredited with doing just that. Like unifying the world against Hitler. Nice. And they say that if Churchill had not been so great, that the world that we know today would not be here. Like, there would be no freedom. We would all have fallen to Hitler's regime. And
just thinking about that, like the followers that he had, it just shows that he is a really great leader. Because how would you feel if, like, say that was going on in common day, like right now, and you had to trust in your leader?
Oh, yeah.
To truly, get you out on a brighter side.
Yeah. Well, I think, so to be fair, I think that goes on today, people don't look at it the same anymore. I think in my opinion, we've all got our blinders on. But I mean, look, Donald Trump is a great leader, and he is shown through strength and force that America is still operating like it should be. And I'll be honest with you, I know myself and a lot of other people feel really good when there's a strong leader in the office.
Yeah.
And so it's just a good feeling.
Yeah.
And when strong leadership is absent, the Bible says it, people flounder. And so anyway, yeah, it's very cool. But nonetheless, Churchill was known for his speeches, which, by the way, I went and listened to some of his speeches, and they're deep. Just like if you ever go back and listen to, Abraham Lincoln or, anybody in that era of the early 1900s, between 1900 and 1960, I guess. If you have ever heard, of course, anyway, we won't date any of this stuff, but their speeches were different then than they are today. But pretty cool stuff to listen to. Okay, so one of the speeches that he said was, "We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall never surrender." That was his decision. That was his resolve. And so resolve emphasizes his decision to fight regardless of the consequences. And so determination would describe his persistence in carrying that out. Okay? And so he was both of those, but it was his resolve that set the course. Now, do you have another example?
I mean, just going back, I think Martin Luther King Jr.,
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was great. He had some resolve too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And again, a great leader because, people got behind him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of someone like common day.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you someone common day. You ready?
Yeah.
So what about Vladimir Zelensky? Do you know him?
Nope.
Maddie, we have to watch the news. Okay, y'all don't be mad at Maddie because she doesn't stay up to date.
I really don't.
So Vladimir Zelensky is the president of Ukraine.
Okay.
Russia and Ukraine have been breaking down over there since.
I know that.
Okay, well, so Zelensky basically, so Russia launched an attack on Ukraine. What year was that? I don't even know. I think it was 22. Right now it's 25. It's been going on for a couple of years. Let's just say it was 22. I'm not exactly sure. We should do our history. We should do our research before we get
We'll
on
edit this part out.
No, it's good. So it was somewhere around 22, and essentially Zelensky, I think he was fairly new as the president of Ukraine. And Russia just launches an attack to take their land. And Zelensky never backed down. He dug his heels in. Now, here's the other thing. I'm not getting into the politics of this. We're not talking about he was right or wrong or indifferent.
Right.
I don't care. He's a leader.
Right.
And so one of the things he's famous for saying during this attack was, because I think Biden even said, "Hey, we'll come get you."
Right.
And we'll come get your people and we'll, get you out safe. And he said, "I don't need a ride. I need ammunition."
Yeah. I do know that.
Yeah. He basically said, "I need bullets and guns and ships and planes and send all that stuff." He did not want to leave. And his, again, resolve is something to behold. So he decided, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. And we're here, And then you would say, well, that's a strong leader. Yeah, you know why? Because he could have died. And he was willing to die to save his country.
Right.
And so he was willing to stay behind. And that's brave. It's kind of like when Trump got shot and they shot his ear off and he stood up and fist bumped. People say, "Oh, I was just an act." What? No, that's in someone's heart. It's either there or it's not.
Right.
And it's resolve. So when you have a great leader that is a great leader that has resolve, they have a purpose, they've found their purpose, and they're going towards it, they've made a decision. They have resolved to do that. Nothing can stand in their way, not even death. Okay? Nothing can stand in their way, not even death. And that is what creates that great leader. And that's not my opinion. It's just true. And so Vladimir Zelensky had made a decision to stay and lead despite everything else. Also, another one that comes to mind that's recent was, I believe it was Mike Huckabee. And I believe he is we're talking politics today, but I believe he is our ambassador to Israel. Okay. And when all the bombing started over there, essentially we were at war over there.
Right.
And that people say what they want to.
Yeah.
But Israel was under siege. And Mike Huckabee said, hey, Mr. President, and Trump was in the office. Hey, Mr. President, I'll stay. I'm not leaving. Because they should have got him out. Hey, get out. But he's like, no, I'm good. I'm staying here.
Yeah.
He made the decision despite the consequences.
And it has to be really easy not easy if you're a good leader, but you're sitting on your throne. It's scary. And if you've got an out, but you're so determined and that you're not going to leave your people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's crazy to think about because we don't have the wars and stuff over here. It's crazy to think like, would you stay? If you have an out, would you stay?
Yeah. If you have resolve, you'd stay.
Yeah.
If you're a leader of resolve, you would stay.
Yeah.
Give me another example of a modern day. I have another one.
I think you are.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I do have resolve.
I mean, just think about it.
Yeah.
You make a decision. It's just like this podcast.
Yeah.
You made the decision to do this, and it's been hard.
Oh yeah, it's so difficult.
But I mean, it takes up our time, money.
Yeah.
But you haven't stopped. Like you made the decision to do it, and there's no closing that chapter. Like we're pushing on.
No, we don't back up.
We might take a few weeks off.
Yeah, we've taken a couple weeks off. We have, and then it bothers me, man. I feel like I've failed. So if I quit, and I'm not a quitter, but I tell you, it's not always easy. I mean, I'm tired and we get wore out, and the fact that we've been able to keep doing this has been difficult. But I just believe in it, and I believe that what we can do is great if we keep doing it.
Yeah.
And if you stop, then you lose that. And so they always said the hardest thing about the podcast is to keep doing it.
Right.
And I don't know at what point you get 50 or 60 or 100 episodes. When does it become something that I don't know really, like when it becomes what it should be, but I don't really care. We got to keep doing it. But yeah, I appreciate you recognizing my resolve because I do have it. And I don't really do anything halfway either. Someone said, man, Jeremy goes all the way. And I do. So it's important. It's important. Because when the odds get high and the going gets tough, the tough get going. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so we got to keep digging. But nonetheless, Churchill and Zelensky and Mike Huckabee and Trump, and there's a lot of people that you could say are great leaders that have established resolve.
Yeah.
Another one I would say would be, have you ever seen, what's the movie? Golly. The movie where the captain of the ship it's a cruise ship. No, it wasn't a cruise ship. It was a container ship. They were hauling containers across the ocean, and the pirates came up on the boat, and they took him. His name was Captain Phillips. You've never seen the movie?
I don't watch movies,
Bro.
Jeremy.
Okay.
Let me search it.
All right. So Captain Phillips, just type in Captain Phillips. It'll come up. You're going to have to go watch this movie. It's actually a really good movie, by the way.
Is the name of the movie is Captain Phillips?
Is it? Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, there it is.
Tom Hanks?
Yes. There you go. All right. So Captain Phillips is the name of the movie, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Go watch the movie. And I'll tell you why. his resolve to stay on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he almost died, and he was doing what he had to do to protect his crew and all this other stuff. I just think about that, and then I think about other ships and stuff. You know, if you've ever, I mean, the Titanic, I guess it sank or whatever, and the captain's like, "I'm good, staying here," right? I mean, didn't he go down with the ship?
Yeah, he went. Yeah.
So anyway, leaders, right? Great leaders have resolve, and so anyway, that's pretty much it. It's a courageous choice. Let's see. All right, so all these people remind us what true resolve is, and then basically the conviction for what you're doing outweighs the fear. Okay? And so unwavering commitment and decision no matter what. That's resolve.
Yeah.
Pretty cut and dry. We're sitting at 35 minutes. That's probably the shortest one we've done.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that I can belate it anymore, and that's kind of what I was explaining to you. They're not as heavy. They're still as important.
Yeah.
But they're not as heavy.
That's good, though.
But just a short, quick, have resolve, make the decision to fulfill the purpose that you've been called to.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. I mean, you could summarize that whole 35 minutes or whatever it is into a 3-second, make the decision,
Yeah.
and to fulfill your purpose and then go with it. So do you have any questions?
I don't.
Okay.
It's good. I guess I'm going to go watch that movie.
Yeah. We got to watch the movie Captain Phillips. It's good. I remember, we'll land the plane here, but I remember when I was watching that movie, I was like, man, and by the way, that's a true story too. That's even worse.
Well, that's what I was just reading. That was in 2009.
Yeah.
That happened.
So,
I'm like, that wasn't long ago.
No.
You know?
So it's a true story. It really happened. These pirates came up on the boat with guns and they were going to steal the ship, a whole big container ship, and take it back to their country and then ransom. They wanted money.
Right.
They're pirates. And so that's a real thing.
I don't think of pirates.
Well, you're thinking of Captain Hook over here. No, these are these are really evil people, right? They just kill people and steal, and that's what a pirate is. Well, anyway, they had this dude on a little dinky boat, and the military went in to get him, and they couldn't get him. It took them forever. And meanwhile, he almost dies 42 times in the boat and he had one guy that he kind of friended, and it's a good movie. And I remember at the end of the movie, they get him out, and so you're and I don't know about you, you're so enthralled in the movie, you're almost in it, right? You're in the boat with him, and he gets saved, he gets rescued. They end up, the Navy or the SEALs or whoever, they end up executing these guys through the boat. I'm not telling you the end of the story, but they execute these guys and they get him, and he lives. Okay, so it does kind of ruin it for you.
That's fine.
But he lives. And when he gets onto the mothership, they put him back in the ship. And I remember feeling the anxiety for him. Like,
not many movies can do that for me.
Oh, it will do it. It made me cry.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm a baby, but it made me cry. It was great. Great movie. But anyway. All right. So that's Resolve.
Cool.
Now you got a movie to go watch.
Perfect.
All right. So join us next week. We're going to talk about being prudent. That's going to
be a good one.
Yeah, it's good. Yep. It's kind of short too, maybe 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
But cool.
All right.
Signing off.
See you later.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.